Welcome to Fade the Deuce. It's Wednesday. Thanks for rejoining, Kev. We got Matt McCumber, Kev Duce, who both had really good weeks last week. So how you guys feeling?
I mean, I feel great after a 5-1 week. Made some coin personally, and I can't even remember which one I missed on. Now that I think of it, I think it was an over under that I took, but I got my lock and back over 500 and feeling good.
Yeah, and Kevin, you were 4-2 last week, so still pretty good, steady progress.
Yeah, I missed. I got a little stupid with taking a 2-team parlay. Who would have thought that Wisconsin would flat out win against Washington, let alone cover? So
Crazy.
Here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, better against Washington than Illinois, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think they were due for one, so they got it out of their system. Because as we all kind of assume, Indiana's going to wax that ass Saturday. So
I think the spread is 29.5. I mean, it's just crazy for that late in the season.
But the thing is, as good as Wisconsin's defense can be in Bloomington with struggling offense, a true freshman quarterback that can't throw, who just basically is going to run a little RPO stuff that they know he's going to run to, Indiana is probably going to, even if they only get 35, I mean, I doubt Wisconsin's going to get more than 7 or 6 tops, So that's going to be interesting.
And Vegas knows Sig's running up the score. He's an analytics guy. He's not going to let the computers dictate anything. So
nope.
And as we found out from the college football playoff, right, fellas, that's what's keeping Illinois out of any ranking. It doesn't matter who you beat. It matters how close you lose. That is what we found out so far, because Tennessee, Iowa has beaten nobody. So it doesn't matter who you beat. It matters who you lose to and how close you lose, which is very interesting. Brandon Lampy, Iowa 6.5 was so free. All right. So
Matt and I thought the under was free.
And we got it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the first game. This is it. This is going to be an interesting and a fun one. When I look at Notre Dame's schedule, I was like, man, if they get lost in there, who's it going to be after USC? I was watching Pitt close. Pitt had constantly getting better. I like their quarterback, Heinkel or whatever. I don't know, but he's good though. I know that. I've watched they went to Tallahassee, looked really good. They just keep getting better week after week. Looks like game day is there for this one against. That was a magic trick. Matt just disappeared. Yeah. So this is a good, interesting one. Kev, we're going to start by you here by process of elimination. Kev, welcome back, Matt. Notre Dame is a 12.5-point favorite. I'm going to be honest. With how Pitt's been recently, the game's at Pitt. I know it's on a noon kickoff East Coast time. 12.5 just seems like a lot of points to me, Kev.
Yeah, and I like the Panthers in this one. I wish I had some stats or anything to cover it up. I'm playing hurt tonight. I'm on my phone. I can't seem to get my laptop to connect here in the hotel in San Antonio. But Pittsburgh's been a really good football team lately. They've played a lot of people tough. They do have a really good quarterback, very good passing game. Notre Dame has shown at times in this season, you can go back to the Texas A&M game, where their pass coverage has been leaky. You go to Purdue, where their defense has been leaky. This is a team who hasn't played anybody recently. I mean, struggled with Boston College a couple weeks ago. 12.5 points is just too much for me. Give me the Panthers plus the 12.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Kev with this too. And Pat Narduzzi's already come out, the Pitt coach, and said basically to the effect of, "Hey man, I don't care if we lose this game. It's not an ACC game. We're trying to win the ACC in some regard. I'm not saying verbatim here, but he's already setting up for his team to have that little chip on their shoulder here this game. Obviously, it's Notre Dame's biggest remaining test of the season. They lose. They're not in the college football playoff. We wouldn't think with 3 losses. To Kev's point, Pittsburgh's been playing well. They rank 11th nationally in passing yards per game. He said they got a great passing game. They do. And they have the best run defense in the country. Now, you're going to have 2 studs on the other side of Notre Dame with Jeremiah Love and Price. But, 12 and a half here, I think Pitt is a very tough team. They take after their head coach. He's already started the message, Monday morning with, "Hey, I don't care about this game." Trust me, they obviously care. 12 and a half, too much here. It could be a little bit of a, Vegas knows something, like, why is it 12 and a half? Sometimes in those situations, you lean on Vegas because, they're trying to sucker people in on the other side for the money aspect. But I'm not going to fall that way. I'm just going to take a tough Pitt team with a chip on their shoulder here at home. So give me Pitt 12 and a half.
Yeah, it's too many points. They're at home. Like, I'm with you, Matt, all day long.
Yeah.
So Pitt's last 5 games, guys, 48 points, 34 points, 30,
Okay.
53, 35, their offense.
They've been balling. Like I said, 11th best passing in the country. You would have given me 25 guesses. I wouldn't have said anywhere near 11th.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun one. I think Pitt's got what it takes to handle that one. And the next one we're going to get to, we're going to go to OU and Bama in Tuscaloosa. Alabama is a 5.5-point favorite. Matt, we'll start with you here. Oklahoma coming off a big win in Knoxville. Definitely feeling themselves right now, and that's okay. Do they come down? Do they? You know what I can tell you though, Bama has played. Let's be honest though. I think they escaped one against South Carolina. They didn't really play that great against LSU, and they got the job done. Do you think they're susceptible maybe to lose one of these in a typical Bama fashion? The last couple of years, they usually lose a heartbreaker. And do you think this could be the one? It's 5.5 at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, Oklahoma, they're a good football team, and they're right behind Pitt on run defense in the country. So, they know how to stop the ball. But on the other side, you got Ty Simpson, maybe right behind Mendoza at IU for Heisman. He got 21 touchdowns to 1 interception. He's been phenomenal. I mean, what else can you say about the kid? I just can't, in my right mind, go against Bama at home here. I know what OU went and did on the road at Tennessee, and I picked against them there, and they shut me up. But I'm going to double down here, and I'm just going to take the Crimson Tide at home. I think this is like 17 or 24-18. Somewhere in that line, right over the spread. I don't think it's going to be a ton of points scored here, but I'm just going to take the home team here and think they can sustain, because I mean both these teams have a lot to play for still. So give me the home team. Give me Bama plus 5.5 or minus 5.5.
Yeah, it's an interesting line. Vegas will sit. Vegas loves 3.5. They love 6.5. 4.5 is kind of an indication of where you should look. Sometimes 5.5 is a little wonky.
Yeah,
and it's weird to me. Yeah, Oklahoma stops the run, and Bama can't run the ball. So does Bama's one-dimensional offense, is it good enough to find a way to beat OU? But the thing here is Bama's defense is decent. It's good. It's better than decent. It's a good defense. There is something about playing at home, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, that adds to your defensive ability here, right? You can get false starts. You can get loud. And I know that Bryant Denny has got some pushback, some feedback like, hey, unless it's a really big game, Bama's crowd doesn't show up. Oklahoma's not necessarily a quote unquote rival. These are two of the top 5 programs in the history of college football by any metric that you slice it. But Ryan, you mentioned it earlier. Bama seems to have these trip ups late in the season. Where was their trip up last year? Oklahoma.
I don't.
At
Oh,
Oklahoma to a 6-6 Oklahoma team, a bad Oklahoma team with I don't Hawkins, the backup now this year at quarterback. I think there's a little bit of residual that leans over. I think Kellen DeBoer probably plays into that this week. I think Alabama clears the spread. I think Alabama wins by a touchdown or more. So give me the Tide minus the 5.5.
All right.
yeah.
Let's transition to the Big Ten, and let's get to the Coliseum here, where we have the still ranked Iowa Hawkeyes who know how to
Rightfully
lose.
so.
They know how to lose close. I'll give it to them. I see metrics and all that stuff. The thing for me, Kev, you just still have to beat somebody. You know,
Somebody, yeah.
you just have to beat a ranked team. They haven't beaten a ranked team. They're going to get their chance though. So you go down the Coliseum and you take on a CFB contending USC team who has everything in front of them. If USC, takes care of business here, they look bound for a matchup with Oregon for themselves to really book themselves into the playoff. So this is in the Coliseum, 6.5. Kev, we're going to start with you here. USC coming off a 38-17 win against Northwestern. It was kind of weird, too, because Northwestern had it 14-all and had a pick 6, it looked like. And then Jaden Maeva, dove and knocked the ball free from the Northwestern lineman, which turned into a touchback, which is a 14-point swing because then USC goes down the field and scores a touchdown right before half to make it 21-14, and then the game flipped. That was it. Northwestern had no more fight in them after that, which is just really weird to see. But so USC against an Iowa team that the defense is going to be better than what Northwestern was able to put up. So do they have enough points to cover 6.5? That's going to be interesting. Go ahead, Kev, you're up.
Right. So a lot of this line is baked into the fact that Iowa just played Oregon really tough in a game that they probably could have won. Had Dante Moore just made that throw down the sideline was just insanely good. Great catch too. So I think when you're looking at this game, the average fan is saying, well, Iowa gave Oregon, who's a better team than USC, a game, and this is 6.5 points. Why would we not just jump on Iowa here? And I'm here to tell you, listen, Iowa battled Indiana, absolutely, in Kinnick. Iowa battled Oregon, absolutely, in Kinnick, in a bad weather game. Where was the Iowa State game? I can't look that up right now because I'm playing handicapped here. But
by the way, and that's an average Iowa State team, by the way.
Right, they were a better team at the beginning of the year before they got super banged up. But I'm sitting here and I'm going to trust my gut here. This is a stinky line. This line says, well, I don't know. The part of me says this line says the average fan's like, oh, I'll take Iowa. The sharp in me says Iowa's probably the play. Other part of me says
the game was in Ames, by the way.
Ames,
yeah. The other part of me is saying what is Iowa's offense going to USC's got athletes over there. They're at home. They're trying to make a statement for the college football playoff. I don't know what Iowa has not battled an offense on the road that can do anything. This is one. Give me USC to clear this by a touchdown. I don't think there's any way that Iowa keeps USC at home from scoring in the mid to high 20s. And I don't know how Iowa scores at least 17 or more against this USC defense, which is pretty solid. I'll take Northwestern's offense over Iowa's, to be honest with you. Like I don't Iowa's offense still doesn't do anything for
I mean,
me.
think about it. Like this game could easily be 24-14 a game. There you go, 10 points.
100%. So I'm going to take the Trojans here. I think Lincoln Riley draws up enough against that Phil Parker defense to put some points on the board. So give me USC -6.5 here.
Yeah, I've got written down USC 27, Iowa 13. Maybe it's a little closer to a touchdown, but
maybe it's 21-13. It's still a cover.
That's right. I'll take it. I see this with a little hate in my heart here about how the rankings have gone and Iowa being 21 sitting there. And I just think, they haven't done enough in my eyes. And listen, really good in the trenches. They've always been that way. You got a Hall of Famer, Kirk Ferentz, well-coached team.
Offensive line, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, I mean, they've got a hell of a program. I'm not putting it down in any means in that aspect, but they haven't done it on the road, to Kevin's point. I really like this USC offense, and I guarantee you Lincoln Riley has gotten their attention this week after what Iowa did to Oregon last week. And USC's next opponent is Oregon. So people could say, hey, maybe a little bit of a look ahead spot here. But again, what had just happened versus Oregon, I think that the USC Trojans are fully aware of what Iowa could come in and do, try to muck up the game. That's their only chance. I just don't think they can score enough. So give me the Trojans fight on -6.5.
It's also good for Illinois if USC wins. So
yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, the folks at the Rose Bowl in 2008 told me that they heard that way too much.
Oh man, trust me. You wake up the next morning and it's still in your ears.
It was nonstop. It was almost as bad as going to a Michigan game in Chrysler Arena. How many times they play "Hail to the Victors"?
Yeah,
when Illinois and Brian Cook beat Lavelle Blanchard and them boys.
Yeah.
Oh man! Speaking of B. Cook, we're gonna get him on we're gonna get him on Keeping It Orange and Blue here soon.
Yeah.
Get a little Cookie Monster action. Next game, Texas and UGA. UGA is a 5.5 point favorite here. Chance to finally put Texas out of their misery. It's just like lingering around, just lingering, living off that Oklahoma Red River rivalry win. Like Mississippi State up by 17 in the fourth quarter, blows it in Starkville. It's like, we know who Texas
they smacked Vandy, though. I don't care what the final score says.
The same Vandy that gave up 38 to Auburn. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, Vandy ain't good. So I think maybe people need to look around and see Vandy. Who have they actually beat, So anyway, my digress of SEC football. We'll go to Matt here. 5.5 in Athens. Is it time for Georgia to put Texas to bed?
I think so too. I think it is. I mean, I'm not betting against Georgia here. Between the hedges, I mean, you're talking about a Georgia team that has only lost to one team in the SEC in a decade, and that's been Alabama.
This year.
And they haven't lost to anybody else at home, I'm talking about.
Right.
And so I know the Longhorns play better. Their offense looked better. They look like, hey, we're getting the ball out faster. There was improvement from the O-line because freaking Manning has had no time all year to throw and make reads. I know we've talked about this on the show previously, but Georgia's defense is not the defense of old. They're ranked 62nd nationally in opposing passer rating, and not really. I think, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 shows ago, but I mean, they were like 115th in sacks on the year, with like 4 or 5. They just haven't gotten to the quarterback all season. But I just don't. I think a little bit of fool's gold last week with the Longhorns and their offense. I'm not betting against Kirby Smart. I mean, this is a win that is probably going to get them a first round bye if they do win this game. And then, like Ryan said, put Texas out of their misery. So I like the dogs here at home minus the 5.5.
This one is such an intriguing game to me because it's one of those things where Georgia's defense is not good. Texas's offense is not good. Texas's offense has found a little bit of rhythm in what they're doing and these short dump off passes where they're getting yak. But that doesn't neutralize Georgia's defensive problems. Here's a stat for you, Matt. I got one, dude. This is awesome. In the 2
Okay.
games against Texas last year, Georgia sacked Texas 13 times and had 25 tackles for loss in the 2 games last year.
That's crazy.
This season, Georgia has 11 sacks. This season, in 2 games last year, they had 13 against Texas. This season, they have 11 and 35 total tackles for loss. So they are not getting any penetration. So
Yep.
that's one side of the ball. The other side of the ball is Georgia's offense is pretty good. And so is Texas's defense. That's a really good defense. This is the best defense Georgia will have played year to date. 5.5 is a weird number for me. What's the total on this one, Matt?
Let me look. It is at 48.5.
Man, there's a sneaky part of me that wants to play the over here. 5.5 is too many points for me. I think Texas keeps us within a field goal. I think this ends up being a field goal game. I think Texas's defense gives Georgia enough problems that they can keep the score close enough. Arch is getting the ball out against a bad Georgia defense. Let me. I don't think Texas wins. I think this is like 27-24. I lean over, but I'm going to take Texas plus the 5.5 here because if I'm looking at best units on the field, I'm taking Texas's defense. If I'm looking at who's worse, Georgia's defense or Texas's offense, lately, and granted, competition's been different, I'm going to lean Texas's offense. I don't think they win. They're playing between the hedges here. They don't lose at home, but Georgia plays with their food a little bit. I'll take Texas plus 5.5.
Man, no hook 'em.
No
No,
hook 'em.
really?
No.
Okay.
I kind of like that over as well. There, it is a sneaky one because people always associate Georgia with defense.
With defense.
Yeah, and they've been giving up some points on the year. So,
And I think people are sleeping on Texas. I think people are a little bit stuck in the Florida game. Like that offense has been coming a little bit. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
I know Kentucky's got a good defense, but that game 16 points. So that was just 2 games ago. Now let's go to the game of the day.
The game
is what they're going to be calling. They're going to be calling this talk. I'm going to be telling my kids about this one in 20 years. Maryland, Illinois, 2:30, FS1. I hope it's what the hell? Was it Robert Jones, the old Minnesota Vikings running back who calls games for FS1? I don't know.
Robert Smith, the doctor.
Robert Smith, yeah. He always seems like confuzzled that he's calling the game,
Hey, by the way, my guy, I got to give a shout out. My guy, the real Jeff Johnson, who started. It was one of the first starters of Illinois fandom websites or whatever. He's got a newsletter. You can subscribe to it. He loves shitting on Robert Smith. So, like, I subscribe to it. I love it. So
that's great.
And again, never knew he did. So maybe we think alike then, because every time I listen to a Robert Smith called game, I'm like, the guy's acting like he's just shocked he's calling a game.
Oh, dude, Jeff Johnson's got recruiting stories galore about players doing wild shit. It's a fun read.
So, Michael Loxley, who's on hot seat alert, even though they probably will keep him because there's so many openings coming up. It's like, who the hell are they going to hire, right? We talked. So we had Trey Watson, former Illini, former Maryland linebacker, on Keeping It Orange and Blue Sunday. And he was just talking about the ins and the outs of Maryland. They're a very young team. They're also very banged up, Matt. Some of their best players on that D-line or edge rushers are freshmen, and they've been playing on snap counts, and then they got re-aggravated those injuries against Rutgers. Now they're trying to incorporate an RPO with Malik Washington, who really is just a pocket passer all year. And while it did affect work against Rutgers, it just happened to their defense decided to not stop a nosebleed. So that does not bode well. 14.5 in Champaign against one of the highest octane, fun to watch, just multi-dimensional offenses in the Big Ten. Luke Altmaier's rolling right now. So, Kev, we're going to start with you. 14.5 against a young, banged up Maryland squad.
Yeah, so the thing that brings in some concern for Illinois here is Malik Washington's legs, which we hadn't seen all year. And then last week, he carried 166, like a 73-yard touchdown run for the first play of the game.
Can you hear him, Matt?
I can't hear you. No.
It's a little bit. You're like I got a frog in your throat. I don't know if it's your reception or not. Hold on a second here. We try to turn your mic up maybe a little more.
So, is this any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead. There you go.
Yeah, so what concerns Illinois fans here for this one is
Kev, hold it closer to your face like you were just a second ago.
What concerns Illinois here
is
Malik Washington's ability to run the ball, which has not reared its head all season. He had 167 yards rushing on 8 carries last week. And that is just like there's not been a game all year where he's demonstrated the ability to run. And so what happens? You're like, oh, what are you going to do? As a matter of fact, I think they had a 73-yard touchdown run on like the first play of the game, read option. Rutgers was not ready for it. But he only had 98 yards passing against Rutgers in that secondary. Why are you not able to pass the ball? And then you also talked, Ryan, you talked about Illinois' offense. Maryland's defense is not so good. Maryland cannot run the ball from a traditional running back standpoint. You go look at Illinois' offensive efficiency metrics, they're through the roof. They're much better than their actual like yards, points, all that. Illinois' EPA from an offensive standpoint is sky high. Furthermore, like I'm going to take some inside information on this one. Talking to Trey Watson about where teams are at is and how young players at this point in the season can kind of fold up and quit. Like Wisconsin did everything they could to not quit on Saturday. They got a little bit older team than Maryland. Maryland's a very young team. Maryland's played a lot of close games. They were close with Nebraska. They were close with Washington. They were close with UCLA. And then the doors fall off on a five game losing streak. And Ryan, you're mentioning some of these guys are on pitch counts and they're young and these are like freshman defensive ends. I think Illinois gets a little bit of style points here. I'm going to follow what Jay Lehman said on the drive, and I'm going to take this is the exact same score because I think it feels right. 38-17 Illini, and Illinois covers the 14.5. I think that's an over as well. I think 54.5 is the total. What do you got, Matt?
I got the over 54.5. That's what I settled on this game. I just to your point, I'm looking at the Illinois offensive metrics, and they're just really, really good. They've had a whole bye week to get more healthy again. I think it came out at the best time where they can just focus on a 3-game season and just, that's all they have to worry about. Obviously take it one game at a time, but your season's down to 3 games and you let the chips fall where they may. And maybe on that last day of the season, you're in that CFP discussion and somehow, some way, you never know. I think Maryland is a team. Malik Washington Washington can do enough to lead his team and score. I think he's got over 2,000 yards passing, 13 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. I mean, the really good stats for a true freshman quarterback playing in a Power 4 league. It's a tough job to come in as a freshman and produce like that. So I think this Maryland team is going to be able to, score a couple touchdowns against the Illini here. But I really like that score. I mean, I think that's right in line with what I'm thinking about. I had 42-17, but I'm gonna take the Illini and Maryland over 54.5 for my play on this one.
And my goodness, you couldn't get a better day.
I was about to say
you couldn't ask for better weather.
I got 2 beautiful seats up in that east balcony on a beautiful sunny Saturday. It's going to be about 70 kickoff, 73 maybe.
Have a sweatshirt ready for you for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I told I'm bringing my lady with me, and I told her it's going to be chilly because about 5:30 the sun will be down when the game's ending. It'll be just with that beautiful sunset right over Memorial Stadium press box. I'm just going to be watching the fireworks go off, right? It's the 7th win of the season. Oh,
you can picture it now.
I can picture it now. That's right. So I know as much as people probably are like, it's a beautiful view, actually. So I agree with you guys. I think Illinois is going to put up a lot of points. So it should be a fun Saturday. Obviously, they got to take care of business. I mean, Maryland still has some potential, and if Illinois just goes into it thinking we're gonna win, that's not how it works. So,
hey, I want to address a couple things here, because this is a show for Illini fans. Granted, this is a show where we talk spreads.
No, it's Iowa, Brandon. Anyway,
I want to talk about. I want to address my guy SDR. First of all, SDR got a shout out on one of the it was Warner or Illini guys. It might have been Warner for those. He had 2 positive comments about the basketball team last night, so that was pretty cool. But here's the thing: SDR has come out and he's been very critical of Brett, and I get what you're saying. However, here's the thing: Illinois and Brett have embraced the transfer portal. Where do you think J.C. Davis came from? Right? Where do you think we also did the JUCO route. We've done Hudson Clement, James Thompson, Neal. The Illinois has gone. They've gone to the transfer portal. Justin Bowick, and they've outbid some teams. But what kind of funds are you dealing with? Like, we haven't had necessarily the funds of some of these other schools to win the bids. And the challenge is, like, James Thompson has been really solid. Tom McGuire has been better. That was a portal win. There's been a lot of other guys that we win in the portal. But some of them just really haven't produced. We're starting to see Hudson Clement. And, hey, listen, you're seeing it right now with Kylan Boswell. There's a second-year bump with the transfer portal in basketball. I wouldn't be surprised to see the same in fall. So I think I'm averse to going into the portal. I do agree with what SDR is saying that, hey, listen, maybe we're keeping guys that we should cut loose that are probably taking NIL money, and that's fair. But lastly, he said, and this is where I'm going to call my guy out here. He said, none of these Indiana players that you're going
to closer. There we go.
None of the Indiana guys that are doing things for this college football team we're going to hear about in the National Football League going forward, other than Francisco Mendoza. I'm sorry.
In the press conference.
David Bishop, Elijah Surratt, Cooper, Kamara, Pons, all those guys. Oh, what was the center? Coogan. I got to go down the list. They got NFL guys for days on that team.
Man, it sounds like you have one of those, like, I went at that. Anyway.
It's all right. You stop bitching at me. You just stop bitching at me.
ILL. All right.
I told you I was playing hurt.
I know. Hey, the King of Buds are going down easy tonight. Anyway, so we heard what you said. You just sound like a guy that has one of these
voice boxes.
Yeah, voice box. But anyway, I agree. Illinois has used the transfer portal pretty decent. Kevin is Darth Vader. Anyway,
You gotta put that one up.
no, he's more like Dark Helmet from Spaceballs. But anyway, he's So Melvin Priestley. I mean, we could keep going. Like they have used. He just left. Look at him. He just. Oh man, you hurt Kevin's feelings. All right, so Illinois has used the transfer portal, I think, pretty well, Matt, into using to getting some key pieces to good teams. Last year's team, this year's team, there's multiple guys. I mean, he mentioned J.C. Davis, Melvin Priestley. He mentioned Towajai from Florida State. Hudson Clement from West Virginia. Yep. They have not been shy about going out there and getting pieces that they've needed, when you have guys like Hank Beatty, Colin Dixon already there, Caden Fagan, Aiden Lawford, you don't really need to go stockpile a bunch of pieces when you already have a lot. But they've made good decisions, Matt, in my opinion, on their transfer portal decisions.
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, Brett Bielema, he knows how to build a team. He knows how to build a championship team. He's done it in Wisconsin. And he's coming with NFL experience where, you're trying to sign free agents. I know it's a little different from the transfer portal, but, he's sitting in those rooms making those types of decisions. What are our needs? How are we going to get them here? What do we need to do kind of thing? And I think he looks one for his system a little bit, but I think he's also changed that since his time at Wisconsin. But players that complement each other in different areas. So I think it'll continue.
All right. So Kev, you're going to go last. So remember, when you're for your lock, just keep it as close as you can and you'll be good. Matt, what is your lock for this week? And you were 5-1 last week, correct?
I was, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Georgia Tech football team playing at Boston College -16.5.
Would that be the Rambling Wreck, Matt? Is that who they are?
The Rambling Wreck.
Okay.
Boston College has lost 9 games in a row. They have nothing to play for. Georgia Tech's 8-1 coming off a loss against NC State, where quite frankly they played terrible. Though I think it was like 48-36 or 46-38 final, something like that. But I think it's a rejuvenated Georgia Tech team, a refocused Georgia Tech team. They're 8-1 still. I mean, they got a lot to play for. Boston College has 0, and their last 5 games have been taken to the woodshed. 16.5 for me, I think is way too low here. I think this needs to be like 23.5. So give me Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck, -16.5 on Chestnut Hill in Boston.
In Boston.
Matt, do you think the Notre Dame 25-10 win over Boston College is contributing to that spread?
It's quite possible. I mean, I don't know how they kept it with 25-10, but yeah, I think that has something to do with it. That's a good point.
You talk a little louder, Kevin, and you'll be perfect.
Yeah, I turned off like I don't know. I messed with the settings. It should be working. I don't know.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just keep talking like you are right now. You're good.
You sound a lot better.
No, it's fair. I like that, Matt. I'm kind of doing the same thing. Ryan, you got your lock, or you want me to roll?
I want you to roll, Kev.
All right. So I don't know what the line is today, but I know what the line was on Monday when I went to the window with it. I don't care if Coleman's hurt. I don't care if Boston's hurt. Purdue is traveling across the country to play the Washington Huskies, and it's the same spread, Matt. 16.5. You're getting a pissed off Washington team.
Yep.
You're getting a beat up 2-7 season's over Purdue team.
Yep.
Give me the Washington Huskies minus 16.5. I already went to the window with it. I already laid the bet because I was worried that Joe's might bet it down for whatever reason. Oh, Washington's not that good. They lost at Wisconsin. Yeah, whatever. That's a pissed off team. Give me the Huskies minus 16.5. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts, Matt?
Love it. I now is the perfect time. What do you have to play for? I look for some of those matchups, and maybe find a diamond in the rough that way.
So for mine, I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I'm keeping it. And it doesn't matter that they lost to UConn last week, who actually has a good offense. Duke against Virginia, and the Who's got exposed last week at home. They have an offense that's putrid. They have their backup quarterback. They don't move the ball. And their defense is okay, but Wake Forest had a couple different quarterbacks in there. Wake Forest went to Charlottesville and beat them. They had a punt return touchdown. Duke has everything to play for with ACC title hopes on the line. ACC title hopes on the still 4-1. They're 1-3 outside of the ACC, but they're 4-1 inside the ACC. So Duke at 5-4, they get to 8-4. They have a legit shot if they finish 7-1 in the ACC to be playing for the ACC title and a college football playoff berth. So I think Duke at home 4.5 takes care of Virginia. I think they're going to win by 7-10. They got everything in their hands. Then they finish with North Carolina and then Wake at home. And so this is a big one for Duke. So I got Duke here by at least 7 points. They're going to cover 4.5.
I love that. I love that pick.
Appreciate that.
Too, but I mean, you look at it. Duke's got 2 losses to G16. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, UConn's an independent. And by the way, their quarterback stats, have you seen UConn's quarterback stats?
Oh, he's
like 33.
0 interceptions.
Yeah, 25 touchdowns, no interceptions. So as much as we're kind of chuckling at that loss, it really boiled down to whoever just had the ball last. And then Darian Mensah took a sack and fumbled. Yeah, so.
You're just mad you missed your lock last week.
I am mad I missed the lock.
It's funny.
Duke's done that to me a couple times.
We both went to the well with the same team that burned us.
Yeah. Yep. I think I'm confident Duke's going to take care of Virginia though this week.
Hey, what's by the way, we talked about it earlier. Some other spreads. I'm with you, Ryan. We talked earlier on the show. I love Indiana to cover that spread against Wisconsin. Wisconsin feeling themselves, coming off it. That's kind of where I'm worried about a little bit of the Iowa USC is Iowa's coming in pissed off. But college football playoffs dash, like who knows? That's a weird one. But I really like Indiana after a tough, gritty win. Wisconsin feeling themselves. I guarantee that Cignetti's treating that Penn State game like a loss. I like Indiana to cover that big one there.
How pissed off do you think Cignetti is this week in practice? Like, you gave up 24 points to the Nittany Lions. I'm sick of you all worthless Satcha. Right? And he's like, they're going to go in there and talk about Wisconsin just came off a big win. They're going to be ready, man. I'm telling you, they're going to – I'm thinking 42-6 maybe, something like that.
I'm with Brandon here. He said Indiana versus Wisconsin over 44.5. He says Indiana is covering that themselves. They just might. I like him 41-6, 41-7. But I think I'm going to take that over.
According to Jeremy Fowler, Brett
Indiana. I like the
Brett Bielema is a candidate for the Giants job.
Maybe. That's a job I could see him leaving Illinois for.
Yeah. Oh no, please, Brett, don't do it.
But you see who's number second in the odds right now? Bill Belichick.
Who's number one?
Man, I saw it, but I can't remember.
There's no way in. I was going to say, I think if someone's in front of Brett, though, before that, I think Bill Belichick might be a good option.
Yeah, he's second. John Gruden, 14-1.
Okay.
Tied with Brian Flores, 14-1. And second is Belichick, 16-1.
And is Bielema on there?
Let me look. I got to. I'm searching. There's a lot of names.
He is
not, according to DraftKings. He is not on the board for DraftKings.
I was going to say he just wants to coach Tommy DeVito again.
What's the Michigan
Say again?
spread?
12.5. Which I would take Northwestern.
I like the Wolves.
All right. Well,
it's gonna be a Michigan.
We've got an echo. We've got all kinds of other stuff going on this week's show. We got the King of Buds. We had a beautiful sunset over Memorial Stadium, touchdowns. We had it all this week. Anyway, Colgate, Illinois, BTN Plus, if you don't have it, DM Kev like me, because I'm going to try to get his username and password to watch the game.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to watch it because I'll be on a plane, so.
Okay, well, you'll definitely give me it then. So yeah, Friday, Colgate.
SDR. Wisconsin's got a damn good defense, though. Come on. Whoa.
Yeah, what's he got, an Illinois defense? I mean, come on.
Hey, SDR, you live in Illinois. You can do it. Go to the window with $10 and put Indiana minus. You got it at 60. Put them at minus 40, and watch what those odds are. It'd be pretty good for you. By the way, I called that with Texas Tech, BYU, didn't I? I said I'd take 21.
Yeah.
You
sure did.
For odds.
Yeah. Also, if anybody knows anybody hiring, send Nico Harrison an application.
There you go.
So, with that said,
somebody better send the Lakers GM an application for a head coach job the way the Thunder are whooping that Lakers ass tonight.
Yep. Your Thunder. They're good. They're a good squad. So we'll see you next Wednesday. Fade the Duce. These boys keep rolling, making some money off these guys. Swap me out.